given that intentionality is such an important element in your definition of purpose, would you say that it is important for you and others to have a good understanding of their purpose?
Yes, I do. Because again, and going back to that definition of, intentionality for me, it helps to make, it gives life meaning. It makes life make sense. All right. In my field as a professional counselor, I do encounter quite a few individuals who, when listening to them or when you're reading, some of the clinical that comes before you, and some of the questions that they're asking themselves and that they don't think that there's an answer for, and the only answer that they may think about is to suicide or doing some self-harming thing to themselves, just because they don't seem to they don't have a purpose, or they don't think that there is a reason for them to be around. And so that really gets me thinking that it is so important. I mean, again, thinking about this topic that you brought up, it's so important that we understand, that we first of all know that we do have purpose, and second, understand what that purpose is. And or at least have enough curiosity to seek to to engage with ourselves, so we can get to that place where, yes, I'm finally there. Now, I don't believe that it's a destination, all right, but it is part of our journey, so we can get to that place where we are at peace with ourselves, where we are at one with ourselves, and we can function in this life the way that it's been presented to us. So it's probably more than what you were looking for, but that is part of my definition also of finding my purpose and understanding the importance and the value of knowing what that purpose is.
I can't agree with you that it's more than I'm looking for. It's what I'm looking for. And it's so meaningful what you're saying, that thanks for adding all that you just added to the conversation about purpose. I really commend you for that. So let's talk about your specific purpose.
Okay.
Can you explain, share with us what your specific purpose is?
In which context?
Just talk to me.
Okay. Because as I sat down and thinking about purpose, and I'm thinking, well, we have different purpose. We have a purpose. There is the overall overarching purpose that we have, as human beings on this planet. But then depending on each roles, as a woman, I'm a multifaceted person. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and each of these have their own purpose. I am a counselor. I'm a professional. Now I am, leading this nonprofit organization that, when this thing came to me, I never thought about that. It never dawned on me that this would be the direction into which purpose would be taking me. However, that's where I'm finding the most satisfaction. That's where I'm finding the most drive. That's where I'm finding this connection to this thing. And so as a mom, as a mother, my purpose within that setting of a mom, within this role of a mother, is to make sure that my children, become productive citizens wherever they are, to become, individuals that are of value, that value their own selves. As a wife, I want to be the best wife to my husband. All right. And I mean, in that setting, in that season of my life, as this wife, I want to be the best wife I can be, whatever that may mean. But to he and I, it means one specific thing. So there's that. As a professional, there is a purpose. I want to be able to, help the company that I work for to, to succeed in what they do. So now their purpose kind of become my purpose. All right, to be the best employee, to make sure that, the clientele that, I see on a daily basis get what they need from me, and, and I provide the type of service due to my, my educational background or whatever. So that purpose is being fulfilled there. And then there is the human, the person, the woman, the individual who came upon this task that, and I can say, and earlier I mentioned serendipity. That was a very serendipitous moment for me when I realized, oh my goodness, this is, first of all, we came from Florida, my husband and I and our children. We didn't originally start out in Georgia. So all of my, people that I knew, whatever platform that I had, network and everything, it's all left back there. So when we moved here, we didn't know anyone. So when the first time I could see me leaning toward that, I kind of ran away from it because I'm thinking, first of all, I'm new here in Georgia. I don't know anyone. I don't have a platform. I don't even have a community, that I can call my own, that I could, lean on and lean into. How on earth am I going to do this? So I set everything aside and, went on doing something else. And of course, when you're not walking in your purpose, guess what happens? You fail. I don't care what you try to do. And you may have all the determination and you are a go-getter and you are assiduous and you are a hard worker. However, because you're not walking in the purpose for which you were created, well, guess what? You kind of fall, you kind of fail at it. You don't necessarily accomplish the satisfaction that you will get from, or the success that you will enjoy. You're not going to enjoy that. You're not going to get to that place simply because, first of all, that really is not what you were supposed to be doing to begin with. And so I will say, that I found myself starting quite a few things that ended up failing because, again, I was not necessarily wanting to embrace the purpose into which I'm walking right now. So I mean, it's a long, answer, but that's kind of the best way that I can answer that question about my purpose at the moment.
Again, you gave me another perfect answer, long perfect answer. How about that? And let's touch a little bit now. You're also a minister, and you didn't say anything about that in your in defining what your purposes are.
Yes. So I've served as an assistant pastor for 5 years. And then, even though I'm ministering right now, I'm not ministering in the same capacity right now, and the ministry now is really more centered toward going on missionary trips, which I do attend every year. I have found that, it seems as though that's where I'm being directed to. And so I'm following in it. I'm following it until, the time comes, perhaps something different, may come up, but it doesn't mean that I have stopped ministering. It doesn't mean that, I have stopped functioning in that office. It's just it's not in the four walls of a church currently right now. I will say at large, I'm a minister at large, if we can even use that term, if I even want to use that term. But every year when I go on missionary trip, this foundation that have been started is a result of that. And so, I function in that role, just not in the four walls of a church, if that answered that question.